Hey everyone, Wasting Money here. Today we're going to be opening up the legendary Super Saiyan Broly from Beast Deities, Fenrir. So I just wanted to show you guys how big the box actually is, but let's bust this guy open and see what we got. But yeah, I mean, this thing is so massive, it's hard just to get like the whole box and frame here, but it is the Fenrir Beast Deities, so really cool. It's got like all of its lore on the back of the box there and everything. And I mean, it's a pretty cool box. I probably, I may just still keep it, but we don't really care too much about that. Let's kind of open everything up and see what all he comes with. So we'll get the body out here. Yeah, so I kind of wanted to open this up live for you guys, but I really just don't have the setup for something this large. Once we get it out and everything, I'll show you guys a little bit more just how massive this thing really is. But yeah, you can see like from the package there, this is the figure that was inside, and then it came with his little the neck peg heard round the world. I hear that's really hard. It's like a neck extension for his head, so we'll try to get that on in his headpiece. We'll just get everything out of the way here for now. He comes with his little cloak as well. I mean, that's just for like the Fenrir head. It's kind of like wolf head, whatever you call it. And then he has his cross arms that came in that, as well as all the hands. And then the hand, holding like Goku's head. So we'll definitely check out everything, but let's open up the pen holder and the bookmark here, just see what those come with. Let's look and see what's in the memory bookmarker first. So like I said, this should be the faces, most likely. So, yep, okay. Yeah, so we get the faces, got a nice, his smirk face there, a nice yelling face, his serious face, and then even more of like, his like angry grin, because I mean, Broly was crazy.
What do you expect from a true freak?
And then it came with all of his different earrings as well, so we'll need to put those on. And then looking next at the pen holder, this should be his hair, or like head sculpt. But yeah, I just got the original version, so I pre-ordered this back. I mean, it's been almost a year, but it looks like from my order, I pre-ordered it April 27th of 2024. So really crazy. And I mean, overall, this figure cost about $100. So the figure itself was only like 80 bucks, or sorry, 70 something. And then the shipping was $28 in my area. A lot of people were upset from the, the shipping cost, but I mean, this guy is super massive. Like once you get him in hand, I mean, you'll see, like I can't even fit him, in the frame of the camera unless I have him like way back here, which is pretty crazy. I don't know how good of a review it'll be because of that. But yeah, let's get the Fenrir head off, and then we'll try our luck swapping out that neck peg. All right, so this is really hard, apparently. It's easy enough taking the head off the wolf, but yeah, I mean, this neck peg is like completely in there. Like, I really can't even move it. So, I've heard people, they'll heat it up first. I think what I'm gonna do, I have some shock oil here. I think I'm just, honestly, just gonna put a little bit of that shock oil in that peg hole, kind of loosen it up a little bit. I kind of hate using this though, because it gets like my whole hands like greasy and stuff. But yeah, let's see. Oh crap. Oh yeah, that's dripping down. Get his chest all oily. All right, and now that it's oiled up in there, we can kind of move it around some. I mean, we really don't need this neck peg, but yeah, it popped out really easily with that. Whoops, he was about to fall over there. So this is the smaller neck peg. And then here's the larger one for comparison. So that just elongates his neck, and I think it's really needed. So what people do is they'll put the peg into the wolf there just to kind of get it on. And then since we got it all lubed up in there, just make sure it's in the hole and then press down on the wolf head. Man, brace yourselves.
Piece of shiitake!
All right, y'all, so I'm not gonna lie, that was probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. I kid you not. So yeah, the whole neck kept just like coming down, and it's like, even with the peg in there, it's so tight, it's like nearly impossible to move his head around. So that is just crazy. But yeah, basically I got a towel, put it over the hair, just because, you know, the hair was so spiky. I mean, it would have been impossible without that, because I had to put so much pressure down. I mean, I hope I didn't break his chest or anything, but yeah, I mean, his whole like neck, it was just a nightmare to get on. As you can see, I mean, it's like I still get a ton of resistance on that neck peg. And I mean, I put like Vaseline in there, I put that shock oil. I mean, his chest is still a little bit oily and everything, but we finally got his head on. I mean, I'm like literally out of breath here. Just trying to push it on so much. But yeah, let's put his kind of like scheming smirk face on, like I mentioned. And I mean, even with the elongated neck peg, his head is still, or sorry, his face is still like pretty close to his body. Although, I mean, when you're this jacked like Broly is anyways, you kind of really don't have a neck. But yeah, I mean, that's like as far as his head will go back, really, because his neck is, you know, going up on his traps right there. So yeah, we'll look at the articulation and everything now that we finally got that out of the way. I mean, I will say, like, this is an awesome figure, but it definitely took a lot of, you know, like finesse, and I mean, even just getting the earrings on, it's kind of been a lot of work just for a figure. So but yeah, let's get into the official review here now that we got them all set up. All right, so now after everything is said and done, we finally got his head on there. We got little Chaozu up there, just so you can kind of see like a height difference. I mean, this guy is definitely the biggest, largest figure I've had thus far. But yeah, so for the arms, or let's just go over the articulation real quick. So the plastic and everything on him is a kind of soft plastic. I mean, you can kind of see that there, like you can push in his pecs there. But he is a little bit, you know, kind of like stiff. I mean, it is a brand new figure, but his articulation is kind of limited. But for a larger figure, I mean, it's still really good. So, I mean, you can hear, you know, kind of the squeaking and everything when I do his, like the arm bend there. But yeah, I mean, everything, like his skirt is soft plastic, so that's really bendable. His legs get actually really good articulation. He's got the double jointed, you know, 3.0 knees. So that's good. I mean, you can get him in some pretty decent poses, as opposed to like that SH Figuarts Broly. I mean, you couldn't really bend him too much at the legs just due to the skirt being that kind of harder plastic. So yeah, I mean, we can get some good bend. The feet, I do like how they have this kind of covering on the ball joint there. So it's just a typical ball joint there. His toes do bend, although yeah, they're pretty stiff, but yeah, his toes can bend as well. I mean, I will admit, he's kind of hard to stand up and just bend. I mean, I probably need to like heat him up or something. I wouldn't really recommend doing the hot water method. So if you have a blow dryer, I would do it with this Beast Deities, just since it is third party. You know, sometimes this soft plastic can be a little bit weird if you put it with water. and you know, with the gold and the blue and everything, it may, like, the paint may run off if it gets too hot. So just a little warning there. But yeah, I mean, the figure looks great. You know, we kind of went over all the faces already, but these are all the hands that he comes with. So we got the Fenrir kind of wolf hands down there. This is the hand where he's grabbing Goku, you know, from the legendary Super Saiyan movie. But unfortunately, this peg, the pegs for this is only goes to like the Kong Studios, which used to be, you know, like Beast Deities also. It only goes to the Kong Studios Goku. I tried putting it on like the full power Super Saiyan Goku, and it didn't really work, unfortunately. But you get some of these grabbing hands also. So, I mean, you could maybe like finesse him grabbing just like the full power Goku if you want. Then we have like 2 open blast hands, and then 2 hands with the peg hole to hold his key blasts here. So I forgot to mention this when I opened it up initially, but yeah, he comes with these 2 green key blasts, which are actually really cool. So pretty much the last thing that this guy comes with. So, you know, we went over the articulation a little bit. I mean, there's already been a lot of reviews on this guy. So if you want like a more in-depth review, I would check those out. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys, he took a lot of effort just to get ready. I mean, you got to put all the earrings on each of the 4 face plates, and then you know, you see the head sculpt. I mean, it was extremely hard putting that on. You know, don't get me started on that. So AFFM Customs actually he made a neck peg that would go in a lot easier. It's smaller, so it fits great, and then it extends the neck also even more. So you can kind of see here, I mean, this is the extended neck peg on him, but you know, you still get some articulation. I mean, he can go down really good, but going backwards, he really can't, just because of his hair there. But again, you know, this is all soft plastic, so when putting the thing on the head, I mean, it was kind of hard because the whole neck would just go down. And I mean, you saw that picture of like after everything was said and done. I mean, his torso is just kind of destroyed there. But there is a mod too, if you want more articulation in the chest. I mean, you can't really bend him at all, but he does swivel from side to side. So out of the box, I mean, there's no ab crunch whatsoever, which is kind of unfortunate. And then he comes with the cross arms. I don't really, well, yeah, let's put them on, but we'll essentially just take off the bicep here. And it pops out pretty nicely, I will say. So yeah, I mean, typical cross arms. So let's just put these on. And then my only hope is that, you know, the arms will go back in nicely. But the cross arms do come in 2 different parts. So it just kind of snaps in there. So you can get like each one on there and then put it together, which I really like this design. I think they did it with like the 24,000 power level Vegeta figure, which was really nice. So I wish they'd start doing this more with the figures, just kind of having them in 2 parts. But yeah, as you can see there, it's hard to get them in the peg there. I didn't hear a snap, but yeah, we'll just need to use some more brute force. I mean, you got to be the legendary Super Saiyan to put some of these parts on, especially the head. So
Piece of shiitake!
Maybe wasn't the best idea, but yeah, let's get these cross arms on. All right, so we got them in the peg there, and now you just kind of put these 2 holes into each other. Whoops, well, see there, I guess I didn't get it on all the way, but yeah, it never really snapped in, but I thought it would be fine. But yeah, I mean, we'll just kind of put them like that for now. So yes, kind of a hassle to do. Again, you know, it didn't really snap in all the way. Hopefully I can get the arms back on fine. But yeah, so let's just do a overall rating on this guy. And while I do the rating, I'll do some height comparisons just to show you guys how big this guy actually is. So final rating on the Beast Deities Fenrir Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. I'm gonna have to give it, I mean, probably, you know, it's a really awesome looking figure for being as large as it is. The articulation is definitely there too. So I mean, I'll probably give it like a 9.2. It was just a lot of hassle getting all the parts on. I mean, they could have made the pegs just a tad smaller so that they would, you know, snap in a lot easier. But, you know, with some of these third-party things, you're always going to have a little bit of an issue. I mean, Beast Deities, Kong Studios, the like, I mean, they always have pretty high-quality third-party products. So I am fairly, you know, pleased with this. So yeah, let's just kind of keep it at a 9.2. And then if you want to get this guy for yourself, so I got mine from 5K Toys, who's only $100, which is really cheap considering what they're going for now. I think on AliExpress or like these third-party websites, he's going for, you know, over 200. I mean, I've seen as high as like $400 on some. This is the first version, but they have two other ones as well. They have the kind of pink skirt with more yellow hair from Broly's Second Coming. He's battle damaged. And then they have a Super Saiyan 3 head sculpt as well. But yeah, this is from the first movie, The Legendary Super Saiyan. So I was happy to get this one, and I pre-ordered it, you know, back in April of 2024. So it's almost been a year, but you know, I'm definitely happy to get him for under $100, and that's pretty crazy now. But then they also have some like third-party heads coming out as well. You know, I mentioned the AFFM Customs neck peg for elongated, as well as, you know, easier access of putting it on. But you know, there's a bunch of different methods in order to get the head actually on this guy. But yeah, and then like the third-party head sculpts, like I mentioned, it's from DKO Studios. I'll have a link in the description to my friends like AliExpress store where you can get some of those. But I'm not sure when they're coming out exactly, but they look really awesome. I mean, straight out of the movie. And then it has like his finger pointing also. You know, he's kind of like pointing at Goku in the initial movie there. So really cool stuff for this guy. I mean, they're already making like third-party heads for this third-party figure. So we'll just keep going down the Broly rabbit hole. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this review. Make sure that you like and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.